Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is JC, Everyday Thoughts. Everybody gather around, should be a good one today. I'm a professional life coach, motivational speaker, a man of God, a husband, and also a brand new father. So congrats to my wife and I. Today's topic is, why is the divorce rate so high? I recently made an article about this topic. If you'd like to check it out, I'll leave a link inside of the description box below. But let's get into it. Why is the divorce rate so high? Well, to me personally, I feel that the divorce rate is so high because two people are not really compatible with each other to begin with. You guys may not have the same vision for each other, or as a team, you guys don't have the same vision. And a lot of times people just want to get married as far as just for the status or just to say, hey, I'm married, but they really don't understand what marriage is, really don't understand what commitment is. I really don't understand what it takes to sacrifice for each other, to love each other completely and whole. That's one of the issues that I'm finding. And when you talk to a lot of people, is that they really don't know what marriage is. They feel like, okay, just a piece of paper, just something we do just to, I guess, to get citizenship, something I'm gonna get married, I'm gonna be married just to say I'm married. It looks good on my resume, hey, I'm married. Or some people, they just may get married just because, hey, we've been with each other for 5-6 years. Hey, why not just, go to the courthouse and just get married? Or some people, they want this big, expensive, lavish wedding, but they don't understand that, hey, it takes work. Anything you do, it takes work. I mean, especially come marriage. What you got to realize is that you are combining two people, families. One side don't know you, your side don't know them, and y'all coming together to be one. There's going to be a lot of hatred, a lot of disappointment on both sides. You may have moms may not like you, dads may not like you, grandparents may not like you. They may have different cousins or siblings that may not like you, etc. on both sides. But one thing is that when you do get married, is that it's all about you guys, your two. Nobody else should be inside of your relationships. If you have any problems or issues, come to each other or go to someone professionally. As a man, don't be going different women. Go to God. Go to God, talk to Him about your issues within your marriage. Go to someone professionally. Same thing with a woman. Don't be trying to gossip with your girlfriends, co-workers about your husband this, your husband that. Keep a lot of this stuff private. When you are in marriage, a lot of this stuff need to be private. You know what I'm saying? It's not saying that you don't talk to certain people about certain things. That's okay, but everybody should not know what's going on in your household inside your marriage. That's one thing that I see a lot of marriages not working because too many people know their business. There's nothing wrong with being private, but to a certain degree. Meaning, if you're going to be private, people should know, hey, I'm married. You know what I mean? Or hey, I'm taken. You guys can be private, but you can be open in the same manner, if that makes any sense to anybody. So, like I said, and also too, you have to have a marriage mindset before you say I do. Marriage happens way before you say I do. Meaning, you have to do the work pre-marriage. Like myself, I had to take some classes about premarital, like how to be a husband, how to groom myself, how to be a husband. I had to learn from other husbands, had to really grind as far as what my role is to a household, what my role is if I do have a child, which I do. Now I'm a father, so I had to prep that. So I had to make sure, okay, what am I doing to, be ahead of the household? What does that mean? Why does my voice matter? How can I influence my wife to inspire her to do better, to be a lot more progressive now that we're working together, that we're a team, you know what I'm saying? And also too, sometimes people think, marriage is a business. It's not a business. It's all about love. It's all about being there for each other, sacrificing with one another. And if the worst possibility is laying your life down for each other, I know that's my focus. I know that's what we're working on as far as important in our side of our marriage is just being there for our daughter. And then at the end of the day, we're laying next to each other. Just like when I went to King Tuck, I seen his tomb next to his wife's tomb. That really kind of inspired me. I was like, hey, you know, that's what I want my legacy to be. I want my tomb to be right next to my wife, and also, you know, have my children or have my child, you know, remember me by. That's really what our focus is as far as what we're trying to do. But like I said, any kind of marriage, you gotta have goals. You guys have to be on the same wavelength. You gotta have to have the same vision, the same mindset. You know what I'm saying? Limit the arguments. You know what I'm saying? Have a peaceful resolution. You know, you guys are gonna, you know, y'all might argue here and there. That's okay. You know, that's human. But be able to reconcile, be able to apologize when you're wrong. Don't just try to sweep everything sweep underneath the rug or try to blame your partner or your spouse for everything. That's not how marriage works. Marriage is all about compromise and all about giving and trying to see what way can I make my partner happy and how can I make them feel whole and how can I make them feel wanted and needed. And also too, don't be complacent. You know, like I said in other videos, you have to continue to date and court your wife, your husband, etc. The court should never end. Even inside of marriage, it doesn't end. That's what you guys gotta realize. It doesn't end. You still have to date, plan on dates, still plan on different outings that you guys may be accustomed to. But guess what? It doesn't end. Just because you guys said I do, a lot of people will say, hey, that's it. You know, I don't have to do anything. I can clock out. No, that's just like the beginning of the marriage. And then one thing I noticed that the ones that was 40, 50 years, hey, you know, they stood together. Now, I know some was actually toxic. I know a lot of them, they just stayed together maybe because of the family, because of resources, etc. But there are some of those that would really care for each other until they last breath. And that's the type of love that you gotta have for each other. Like, I'm loving you through thick and thin. It don't matter if you're sick, it don't matter what you got, like a wellness, or you gotta go to the hospital for days, for months, for weeks. You know, you're gonna be tested. And the thing about it is, how do you respond to all that? You're gonna be tested, you know what I'm saying? You being a man, you have to be disciplined, meaning your wife is your only priority, meaning that's the only person you're focused on when you're interacting with people. That's it, your wife, you know what I'm saying? Nobody else, no side chick, nobody else need to go in between your marriage. And I don't think a lot of men understand it, because a lot of men, they have these rings, they have these type of ceremonies, but they don't understand that when you get married, is that it's all about one. You know, how can we as a group, how can we as a couple make each other lives easier? It's not about who's supposed to do this, who's supposed to do that. It's about compromising, sacrificing, and what can we do together to build ourselves, build our legacy, etc. And like I said about the core values is like, hey, you know, let's say your situation, hey, you know, one person, they want kids, they don't want any kids. That could be an argument. That can be very stressful. Or maybe you're in a relationship where, you know, the woman, she's trying to get pregnant and he has a miscarriage. That can really be damaging. But guess what? You're going to be tested in your marriage. So you have to understand about what's really important at the end of the day. It's about you guys building a legacy, building trust with one another. That's what it's all about. And don't let anybody come between y'all marriage. Don't let friends, family members, anybody. And you have to know how to cut people off quickly. If they're not going to be supportive of you, they're not going to be there for you and your spouse. You know what I'm saying? Don't badmouth each other, love each other, and just try to, you know, pray for each other. That's what I do daily. I pray over my wife while she's sleeping. I pray over her, I pray over my daughter, make sure she's still growing, make sure she's still developing. That's what I do as a husband, because that's what I feel like a husband's supposed to do. He's supposed to pray, supposed to make sure that, you know, the family's well kept. So that's what I do as far as for my marriage. But like I said, every man is different, every man's situation is different. You just gotta figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. But the reason why, like I said, divorce rate is so high because people aren't getting married for the right reason. And to me, it's an embarrassment to to stand in front of God and say, hey, you know, I'm just gonna play around with God. Like, I'm not gonna take my commitment, my vows serious to my partner. That's just really insulting to me, to not wanna be engaged what you have said to your vows. Your vows should be very essential to you, to your partner. You know, I know it was to me. You know, I was very intentional what I wrote, what I said to her. It was a very good experience for me, and it's something I don't take lightly. But anyways, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, my Instagram page, Facebook, wherever. You know, any question you'd like me to talk about, make sure you comment below. I would gladly find ways to help out. You know, that's what I'm here for. That's my purpose, to help and serve others. But until next time, I'm out. JC, Everyday Thoughts.